Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Coming up. We've got a good matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Jets. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll come out throwing here. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Brandon, when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach and talked about how they wanted to begin this game offensively, they talked about their script, didn't they? 10 to 15 plays, the first 10 to 15 they had on their script. Nowhere on the script was there throwing an interception, I have to believe.
It's caught left side, Tammy. 19 yards right off the bat and a quick first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there that sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Touchdown, Falcons.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Shreds the tackle. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Marshall, the lone receiver on the left side. They go back to the air here after the INT. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, we can easily say, what a start defensively. First quarter, and the defense already got in the lead before they even stepped on the field, and now they come up with an interception on the very first play they're out there. If they can turn this into points, that would be an absolute dream start to this game.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it's a second down. They'll come up now in the Wildcat package.
Let's go!
Out of the Wildcat, this is Freeman. Down to the 25. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Let's go!
On the direct snap, Freeman. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
And a Wildcat formation here.
Here we go!
Now this time he'll look to throw. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.
They were trying to go to Marshall that time, and that'll bring up second down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now. 10 yards to go on 3rd. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that's incomplete. Eric Decker, the intended target. Now 4th down.
Not only was that a 3 and out, it was their 3rd straight incompletion on this drive, and they didn't even think about trying to run the football. Now they have to give it up.
And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Falcon football as they take possession. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 59 yards. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Petty now. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he had.
Well, the Atlanta Falcons are in for the touchdown. Not a bad start for him. 2 drives for the offense, 2 rushing TDs.
Almost like he's in the percussion section in the band, isn't it? Got a little oomph, right? Got a little crash, got a little bang. He's got it all as he gets to the end zone. 2nd rushing touchdown, as you noted, on 2 drives. He's off to a terrific start.
Okay, you ready? Wait for it. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. Marshall, the lone receiver on the left side. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Quincy Anoon with the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
It's caught by Quincy Anoon. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Here's Petty. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
All right, now, look at 56.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
The decision for Todd Bowles, and he says let's go for it on 4th down.
All right, here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. 2nd down here after the incomplete pass. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And it's brought in by Eric Decker. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Petty now. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. Back to throw again. And this is complete. It's Marshall. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Their big-bodied receiver. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now we spotlight the Jets defense. And with this deficit, let's be honest, it's time for them to get a stop.
And partners, you understand very well from our time together and visiting with coaches, defensive coordinators tend to be a little...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Buster Screen. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't.
Wide open receiver complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before it's brought down. Out of the pistol, Forte. No gain on the play there, second down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go.
Here's Petty. That is caught. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Eric Decker, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Jets have made this a one-score game. Those are the touchdowns that aren't just scored on Sundays or on Monday night. Those are the ones that are scored during the week because they had that preparation and a great route run.
Oh, I love that observation because you don't just roll out on game day and say, okay, go run this route and let's get it done. That means exactly what you said. The practice had to occur beforehand, which led to the timing, which led to the touchdown.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jordan Jenkins in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Larry Ridley will have first half highlights and analysis.
LR, plenty to show in this one.
Going to be a busy man at intermission. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Third and long, it's Ryan. Hits his target, it's Taylor Gabriel. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And they're not able to convert on 4th down. And the aggressive play call simply does not work out. You're on your own side of the field here. Punt it, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a time for analytics and a time for being aggressive, but not with this field position. There's also a time for good old football 101 sets.
Yeah.
Punt it away. Let your defense take over with better field position.
It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
All right, I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Connects with Sanu right side. 30 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down Atlanta.
And Brandon, I think Mohamed Sanu had a nice career while he was in Cincinnati, but he really elevated in 2016 in Atlanta. The most catches for himself in a single season.
59 of them, 4 touchdowns. Really a nice compliment to Julio Jones. And he was a nice compliment in Cincinnati. I don't want to say he's not a number 1 receiver, but he plays that number 2 slot well, doesn't he?
He does, and I think it's because of his versatility. He can play in the slot. He can play out wide. They can use him as a wildcat quarterback. He has thrown passes in the NFL. In fact, going back to his days at Rutgers, I think he threw 18 passes while he was at Rutgers. So you never know what you're going to get when Mohamed Sanu has his hands on the football. So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
And that was a nice catch. And if the goal was to get into field goal range, it certainly appears that they accomplished that.
Well, and sometimes that's what you dial up in these situations, right, when you want 3?
Well, if the goal was to get into field goal territory, even though it'll be a long attempt, I think they accomplished that.
And sometimes you have plays for that. It's not always a first down when you want 3. get a little bit closer, making an easier shot.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to concede.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Flush to his right. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 2nd down, Ryan. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And he knocks it through. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
Hurry up, here we go.
Petty now. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Marshall, the lone receiver on the left side. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football.
Now, never mind, Larry. Forget your halftime report. Apparently, we are set for the 3rd quarter of action already. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Third quarter starts with a run by Freeman. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with it.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And complete on the right side. It's Tammy. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence. Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Rolling to his left. Room here to run. And Freeman lost the football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. So the offense puts the ball on the ground, but they pick it back up. Now they face a third down.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Tevin Coleman, 61 yards. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, pick up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Marshall, the lone receiver on the left side. Now a play fake here on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him 9 there. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Here's Paddock. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jalen Collins. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Back out onto the field now. Here comes the Jet defense. And maybe for them at this stage, it's sort of put up or shut up time. They need to stop trailing here.
Oh, I'm with you totally on that one. They've got to go out there now and put an end to what's been going on in this ball game where they've just given up points, got pushed around, so to speak, during this contest. They've got to find a way to end it right here, right now.
Can they end it? Let's find out. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
It's a gain of 5, and that's going to make it fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch, limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for a gain. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Really tough drive, but that run help salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back, and now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
Oregon. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.
call it, Babe Ruth ball it. Your boyfriend's got a cauliflower and I'm a, so sue me. Who you, Judge Judy?